Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. The New York Yankees have entered this offseason with a different kind of silence, one that is louder than any splashy free agent signing. While the rest of the American League East has been busy reshaping their rosters, with big-name additions, the Yankees have been unusually restrained, choosing to re-sign only a few smaller contributors and to make one notable trade for Marlins left-hander Ryan Weathers. It is the kind of quiet that makes fans nervous, especially when the division around them has not been quiet at all. The Toronto Blue Jays have strengthened themselves with key signings, while the Baltimore Orioles and Boston Red Sox, teams that finished below New York last season, have each moved aggressively to position themselves as legitimate challengers for the division in 2026. The Yankees roster, as it stands, still has gaps, and those gaps are not just theoretical. They are holes that could become glaring weaknesses once the season begins and injuries start to pile up. The fact that the Yankees have not yet joined the free agency frenzy is not just a choice, it is a gamble, and one that could force the organization to lean heavily on its minor league system sooner than it might have planned. The bullpen is perhaps the most immediate area of concern. Last season's late-inning contributors, Luke Weaver and Devin Williams, both left for the New York Mets in free agency, leaving the Yankees without the reliable arms who filled setup and closer roles. That kind of turnover in the bullpen is never easy to replace, and it is even harder when the rest of the roster is also dealing with potential instability. The starting rotation is not immune to this trend either. Jarrett Cole, the former Cy Young winner who missed all of 2024 due to Tommy John surgery, is not expected to return to the rotation until closer to June, which means the Yankees will need to find innings from other sources early in the season. Carlos Rodon, another veteran starter, will miss the start of the year after undergoing an off-season procedure on his elbow to remove bone pieces and shave down a bone spur. Clark Schmidt, who underwent Tommy John surgery last July, is also expected to be out until the second half of the season, and even then he will likely face restrictions. These are not small setbacks. They are significant disruptions that force the Yankees to look inward toward the farm system for both immediate help and long-term depth. The good news is that the Yankees farm system contains several prospects who could realistically contribute in 2026, either as mid-season reinforcements or as players who force the organization's hand by performing too well to ignore. Some names are still a step away from the big leagues, but their progress has been so rapid that they deserve mention as potential impact pieces. Elmer Rodriguez, for example, has quickly risen to become one of the organization's best pitching prospects since being acquired from the Boston Red Sox in exchange for Carlos Narvaez. Rodriguez pitched across 3 levels in his first season with New York and finished with a 2.58 ERA over 150 innings, striking out 176 batters while limiting opponents to a 1.9 batting average. He also surrendered only 3 home runs all season, a remarkable feat given the offensive environment in today's game. Despite his impressive numbers, Rodriguez is still likely closer to 2027 for a regular major league role, but he is already on the 40-man roster, which means he could be an easy option if the Yankees need a quick roster move later in the season. The organization will want to give him a full runway and avoid rushing him, but the fact that he exists as a near-term option is a luxury the Yankees can use if their rotation becomes strained. Another prospect who has shot up the rankings is Carlos Lagrange, a towering right-hander who comes in as the Yankees' number 2 prospect and is ranked among the top 100 prospects in all of baseball. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches and 248 pounds, Lagrange has the kind of physical profile that makes scouts and fans dream of a future ace. His fastball regularly touches triple digits, and he complements it with a sharp slider and a changeup that sits in the upper 80s with solid depth and movement. In 2025, he threw 120 innings with a 3.53 ERA, striking out 168 batters while holding opponents to a 191 batting average. The Yankees will need to stay committed to his development, as he is still young and still learning how to translate his raw tools into consistent performance at the highest level. Like Rodriguez, he is likely not ready to be a full-time major leaguer in 2026, but his presence in the system gives the Yankees options and provides hope that the rotation can be replenished from within. On the more immediate side of the equation, the Yankees have a few pitchers who could realistically make an impact next season. Especially if injuries hit the rotation hard, Brendan Beck is one of those names. A 27-year-old right-hander who was a second-round pick out of Stanford and has finally put together his first full professional season after missing significant time due to Tommy John surgery in 2025. Beck threw 131.1 innings across AA and AAA, posting a 3.36 ERA with a 1.06 WHIP and striking out 123 batters. His biggest strength is his ability to throw strikes, evidenced by a walk rate of only 6.9%, but he did have a small home run issue, allowing 12 long balls in 77 innings at AAA. That is a concern in Yankee Stadium, where the ball can fly out to all fields, especially in the summer heat. Still, Beck profiles as an ideal spot starter down the stretch, a pitcher who can eat innings and provide the team with a reliable arm when the rotation needs reinforcement. If the Yankees need someone to step in during the second half, he is one of the more realistic candidates to do so without being rushed. When it comes to position players, Spencer Jones is the name that stands out as the most likely to make a significant contribution in 2026. The former Vanderbilt product has long been considered a high-upside power bat, and his breakout in 2025 forced his name into serious roster conversations. Jones posted a .27 for batting average with a .36 to on-base percentage and a .571 slugging percentage, finishing with a .93 to ops and a .153 WRC+. He also walked at a career-high rate of 11.5% and hit 35 home runs across AA and AAA, ranking second among all minor leaguers in power output. The lingering concern with Jones has always been his contact and strikeout rate, and those issues remained present last season as he struck out 35.4% of the time. That rate is likely to rise against major league pitching, which means the Yankees will need to decide whether his power potential outweighs the risk of inconsistent contact. Defensively, Jones offers versatility, having played center field for most of his games, while also showing the ability to handle both corner spots. This versatility could make him an attractive option for the Yankees if they decide to shift pieces or if they need to keep multiple bats in the lineup, as talks with Cody Bellinger continue to stall. Jones' path to meaningful playing time in New York is becoming more realistic, and the team will need to decide whether he is ready to be a long-term piece or a trade asset. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. The New York Yankees, a franchise that has long lived under the weight of expectations and historical legacy, might be on the verge of igniting a new era, an era that could reshape the American League and reverberate across the entire baseball world. Whispers and hints have started to circulate in the corridors of power, in front offices, and among insiders, suggesting that the Yankees have not only received the enthusiastic yes from one of the sport's brightest young talents, Corbin Carroll, but that the Arizona Diamondbacks have also apparently given their blessing to a trade package that could send shockwaves through the league. This is the kind of news that fuels debates on sports networks, ignites heated threads on social media, and gets fans envisioning dynasties before the ink is even dry. Imagine the electrifying combination of New York's relentless pressure to win and Carroll's explosive talent taking center stage at Yankee Stadium. It's the stuff that sports media dreams are made of, and insiders suggest it might be closer to reality than anyone expected. Corbin Carroll, widely regarded as one of the brightest young stars in Major League Baseball, has been turning heads with his blend of athleticism, speed, and raw power. Scouts have long marveled at his ability to impact the game in multiple dimensions. He can steal bases, track down seemingly impossible fly balls, and hit for both average and power in ways that suggest a future all-star trajectory. The Yankees, who have always maintained a philosophy of blending experienced veterans with dynamic young talent, appear to see Carroll as the missing piece that could vault their roster from perennial contention to the kind of dominance that defines dynasties. Rumors indicate that Carroll himself is intrigued by the idea of wearing pinstripes, a uniform steeped in history, and playing under the bright lights of one of the most scrutinized sports markets in the world. While nothing has been officially confirmed, sources hint that the young outfielder has given a strong nod in favor of joining the Bronx-based powerhouse, which speaks volumes about both his ambitions and the Yankees' persuasive appeal. On the other side of the trade, the Arizona Diamondbacks, a team that has been carefully building through the draft and focusing on developing young talent, are reportedly open to the concept of parting ways with Carroll, provided the return is substantial enough to secure their long-term competitiveness. The rumors suggest that the proposed package includes a mix of promising prospects and established players, a strategy that aligns with Arizona's approach to balancing present competitiveness with future potential. Analysts speculate that if the deal goes through, the Diamondbacks could emerge with assets that address multiple organizational needs, possibly setting themselves up for sustained contention, while simultaneously executing one of the most headline-grabbing trades in recent memory. It's a delicate balancing act, but insiders indicate that both sides are motivated by a shared understanding. New York wants Carroll, Arizona wants to secure value, and the player himself is intrigued by the unique opportunity to shine on a massive stage. The implications of this potential deal extend far beyond the two teams directly involved. Should Carroll indeed don the Yankees uniform, the American League East would instantly face a heightened level of competition. The combination of his speed on the bases, defensive range, and burgeoning power would present a multifaceted challenge for rival pitchers, managers, and defensive coordinators who are already accustomed to the relentless scrutiny that comes with facing a team like New York. Other contenders would undoubtedly scramble to adjust their strategies, knowing that the Yankees lineup, already loaded with marquee names, could be further energized by the addition of a young phenom who seems to have no ceiling. Some speculate that this move could even influence future free agency decisions, as the Yankees' newfound allure for elite young talent might spark a ripple effect, attracting other high-profile players to a franchise with the resources, history, and ambition to pursue championships relentlessly. From a media perspective, the story practically writes itself. Imagine the headlines, the highlight reels, and the debate panels dissecting every at-bat, every sprint down the baseline, every defensive gem. Fans would flood social media with comparisons to past Yankee legends, speculating whether Carroll could be the next Ruth, Mantle, or DiMaggio. Pundits might wax poetic about his blend of athleticism and baseball IQ, while rivals fans would likely bristle at the prospect of the Bronx gaining yet another potential superstar. There's also a human element to the narrative. Carroll's journey from a promising prospect in Arizona to a key figure in a franchise steeped in history is the type of story that captures imaginations and fuels the kind of myth-making that surrounds sports icons. Whether he can meet the monumental expectations remains to be seen, but the very possibility of such a transformation is enough to keep the rumor mill running at full speed. Insiders suggest that negotiations, while advanced, are being handled with the utmost discretion. Both front offices are reportedly engaging in meticulous discussions about timing, player roles, and financial implications, ensuring that any announcement, should it come, maximizes both strategic impact and media resonance. There is a palpable sense that the deal is delicately poised on the edge of reality, and any small shift and additional prospect thrown into the mix, a minor adjustment to salary considerations, could be the difference between the rumor solidifying into a blockbuster trade or remaining just that, a tantalizing possibility. Yet, the overall tone from those close to the negotiations is cautiously optimistic, suggesting that both parties recognize the mutual benefits and are committed to navigating the complexities inherent in such a monumental transaction. For Yankees fans, the allure of this potential acquisition is almost impossible to overstate. Carroll represents not just talent, but the embodiment of a future-focused ambition that aligns perfectly with a franchise seeking to reassert dominance. His addition could accelerate the Yankees' pursuit of multiple championships, injecting energy and excitement into a roster that already boasts a potent mix of power hitters and veteran leadership. The prospect of pairing Carroll with established stars creates a vision of a lineup that is not only dynamic but versatile, capable of altering the course of games in multiple ways and beyond the tangible on-field impact. There is the intangible, the aura of invincibility, and the psychological advantage that comes with adding a player of Carroll's caliber to an already formidable roster. Conversely, for the Diamondbacks, the rumored willingness to part with Carroll signals a strategic willingness to prioritize long-term organizational health over immediate spectacle. Arizona could emerge from the trade with assets that address depth, future positional needs, and perhaps even a financial flexibility that allows for calculated acquisitions in upcoming seasons. The move could be seen as bold, even daring, yet within the framework of a franchise seeking sustainable success. It carries a logic that analysts and front office strategists would admire. It's the kind of scenario that makes baseball uniquely fascinating. A trade that can redefine legacies, alter competitive balances, and set the stage for seasons filled with heightened anticipation, all while rooted in the complex interplay of talent evaluation, timing, and opportunity. As the rumor continues to circulate, the baseball world waits with bated breath, knowing that any moment could bring official confirmation or an unexpected twist. The narrative writes itself, a young star, eager for new challenges, a storied franchise seeking to recapture dominance, and a trading partner carefully weighing the balance between present and future. Speculation alone has already fueled countless debates, social media threads, and fan reactions. But if the whispers turn into reality, the consequences for Major League Baseball could be monumental. Carroll in pinstripes is more than a rumor, it's a symbol of potential transformation, a harbinger of a new dynasty, and a story that could define the sport for years to come. For now, though, the suspense remains tantalizing, the details tantalizingly close, and the possibility of a seismic shift in baseball's landscape hangs in the air. Like electricity before a storm. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.